Welcome to the Juggling the Chaos of Recovery podcast, where we focus on health and wellness and overcoming all types of addictions. You're in the right place if you're a mom, dad, sibling, or caregiver who has a loved one who is or was struggling with an eating disorder or any other kind of addiction. In a time where everything seems heavy, I'm here to bring you a very real, yet lighthearted take on what the heck we're all supposed to do with our lives while we care for our loved ones who are struggling. One thing holds true throughout it all. You can't juggle the chaos without smiling. At least a little bit. Well, hello everybody again. This is Moyra Gorski. Thanks for coming back to my podcast and listening in. I wanted to come on here today because I just spent some time with some of my most favorite people in my wellness business that I've been a part of for 22 years. And a few things kept coming up. And really what it kind of boiled down to and wrapped around was the idea of being stuck. And how the last couple of years has really obviously changed so many things. I mean, the world has changed. There's no getting back to normal. There's a new normal. There's a new way of being. And people are finding themselves a little bit stuck. And so today I want to talk about how to get unstuck and some of the things that I've found myself that have really, really helped to get unstuck, to move myself forward. It's what I use to share with other people as I counsel them in life, if you will, and just talk with them as a friend, as an advocate for them, the things that I've found. So there's a few things, I have 5 on my list here today, that I want to share with you about getting unstuck. And so I hope that you find some value in it and find some things that you can learn from, that you can get started with today to just, if you find yourself stuck. It really does get down to mindset and thinking a little bit differently, doing some things differently. But it's certainly, I'm here to tell you that it's certainly possible to get unstuck for sure. And there's possible ways to make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. I'm just a big advocate for all of that there are possibilities of things that can be better. But, I think one of the first things that we need to think about is that we need to get up and need to get moving. This pandemic time has put us on our butts. We've sat in front of Zoom. We've sat in front of the TV more. We've sat on the phone more. And albeit that's, it's a great way to communicate, if you will, with Zoom and on the phone when we haven't been able to be together, people have become so much more sedentary and just being stuck in their house, being stuck someplace, if you will, sitting down more. One of the things to do very simply is to just get up and get moving. Get out of your house, go for a walk, take your dogs for a walk, maybe add a walk to your day. Maybe you walk a little bit in the morning, but go for another walk. We need to get up and we need to start moving. And you can do all kinds of things. I mean, that can go to join your health club or hop on Zoom and do a workout if you aren't close to a place that you can go and work out, or you don't want to go to that, or you're feeling nervous about being around people. You can do it in your home, but you can get outside and walk. I walk all year round. I used to run all year round, and I do a little bit of running still, but I do a lot of walking. And you can bundle yourself up if you're someplace cold, and you can go out and go for a walk, and you can go out in the warm and the cold and all that. But I think that's one thing that we just need to get out and get moving. My husband and I enjoyed some time in Montana this year with our one of our sons who's living out there now and building houses. And it was really clearly the most active vacation that we've taken in probably like ever. We love the beach, we love the water, and our life has been busy raising our kids. And so we've slipped away to Southwest Michigan almost every summer, and we've had a beach vacation, and it's been really lovely. But I don't regret any of that. But this was a chance for us to go and hike and be in the water and be in the mountains and just be in nature. And it was so incredible. We did so many hikes. We got into Glacier National Park. There's beautiful national parks out there. And it just really, I think, showed both of us that we love this kind of vacation. And we're really grateful for our health and the fact that we can be active like this. We can be active with our kids and just go see different parts of the country and be active. And so, again, we're excited that next summer we'll probably go back to Montana and plan another vacation there. So taking care of ourselves and having that, just thinking about that when you're planning your vacations or planning your time away, think about how you can be active, even if it's just setting a plan out and then being able to walk. I mean, my son uses, what is it called? All Trails, I think. He uses an app that, regardless of where you're at, you can put in your location and you can find trails to hike on. So that's a really cool thing. But I think the second thing too, if you feel like you're stuck, is to think about your why. I mean, our whys can change, be it the whys of why we're on a health journey and why we want to lose weight or get healthier or, whatever the case is, or maybe the why of your business, why you're growing your business, why you have the goals. I found myself a couple years ago, again, I've been in this wellness business and representing Shaklee for the last 22 years, and I love it. I love the fact that I get to help people live healthier lives, have an impact on that, and yet, as I've continued to be successful and grow my business and grow my team and grow my impact, I've been able to work for trips because that's an incentive they put out there. And I love to travel. And so I was worked for the trips and all of a sudden we couldn't travel. There was no trip to work for, right? Because we weren't traveling. And I really found myself evaluating well, what am I doing this business for? Yes, I love to help people. I love to be in contact with them and help them make small changes every day so that they can feel better. But what am I really working for? And so I really spent some time reevaluating my why. And I encourage you to do that and think about that because as I started my podcast also 2 years ago, I thought, and I started to share it out there in the world and interview people and share my stories, I realized that I could have an impact that way. Not exactly directly like with my Shaklee business, but I could still have an impact. And if somebody listened to my show and they felt like they got some inspiration or they felt like they weren't alone in their struggles in life, I thought wow, that's cool. That's a cool impact that I can have. I started ballroom dancing and I started putting some videos on Facebook and people have loved that. They've loved to watch my journey. And I don't do that because I'm super great or anything, but I do it because maybe it'll make somebody oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm going to watch Moyra dance instead of watch some negative news show. I'm wow, I can have an impact there. And so I've really evaluated my why and reevaluated it and reset it to be I just want to have the biggest impact that I can on people's lives and spread positivity and possibility to others. And that's what I've really evaluated because it could be, again, with my business, it could be helping people make a little bit more money or have a side gig or be healthier or just, again, feel like they're not alone or get some tips on how to get unstuck or how to, redo some things in life and feel like they can overcome their struggles. And so I encourage you to think about that. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're working towards, consider, think about that why. Because the why is the thing that gets you up in the morning and gets you going. It's not always those goals, but it's really that why and why you're doing that. Now, the third thing is to really get real about your routine. I have been, from the start of this podcast and for the last several years, I've been so just aware of creating a routine that I stick with. And I give myself some grace because sometimes I fall off of my routine. But it's so helpful to have some type of routine. And again, like I said earlier, the fact that I could take an active vacation and hike, and I'm 59, almost 60 years old, and I did okay. And it's because of those routines that I'm in. And, one of the things that I love about, again, the company that I represent is that when I first learned about it and I was trying to help my son just have a better day and just not be so chronically ill and fatigued, is that I found this company in Shaklee and it had so many studies, this natural world of supplements and natural supplementation and wellness. It's very unregulated. And there are companies that say, hey, wow, this is a great vitamin C product that we sell. And, vitamin C helps boost your immunity. And come to find out, that's true, right? but they haven't necessarily tested their product and shown clinical proof that their product actually boosts their people's immunity. But I noticed that Shaklee was a company that did that. And I was so proud just this last week when I was at a convention with the whole Shaklee family, is that we we can say it. It is proof that Shaklee is the most clinically proven wellness company in the world because of our clinical studies, because of our product testing and product safety and all of the studies that have been shown that talk about our products and how effective they are. And I'm really proud to represent them. And I know that there's proof that, again, if I suggest it to you, that these products are going to do what they say they're going to do. And that's super awesome for me. It really helps me rest easy at night. But again, the routines that I've established with Shaklee have been paramount, in impacting my health in a positive way. And we have a wonderful kit that's called Ready, Set, Wellness, because people say, well, where do I get started? And I'm like, are you ready? Are you ready to get well? Are you ready to get going? This is a great kit to start with. And it contains the essential vitamins, minerals, and protein that all of our cells need for better health, to build health. A vitamin pack, you can personalize your vitamin pack, or you can choose one of the packs that we have. You can choose different flavors of a great clean protein. And then what I love is that we have some free products. So if your concern is extra energy, we have a great energy product. If you're interested in a little detox, we have a 7-day cleanse, which is great. If you're interested in some collagen to help with your hair, skin, nail, and joints, you can have a free collagen. If you like the greens booster because you're not eating enough vegetables, you can get the greens booster. Or if you're concerned about your immunity, we have a wonderful triple defense boost product. So I just love this kit because people, again, they're not sure. They know that they want to feel better and they want to get started with something, but they don't know where to start. And so I say, get started with the Ready, Set, Wellness kit. It's a great kit to get started with. And you'll see that in the show notes, if you want to take a look at there are links to my website, and you can go right in there and take a look at that. You can take a personalized little quick health quiz to personalize your supplements for you, or again, step through the process and get started with your kit today. I can't say enough about it. It's not about necessarily losing weight or doing this, but it's about getting started on a wellness routine that's going to help you build health today and into the future. And just having those set things that you do and just little changes, just adding some protein every day, adding some vitamins, adding some walking, adding some water, adding some immune products, those kind of things make such a big difference. But it's establishing that routine. And along with that, if you've listened to my podcast before, the routines that I have in the morning is a little bit of reading, a little bit of journaling, a bit of gratitude, and meditation and prayer and writing and stuff like that. And then moving on to, okay, what's my nutrition? And all of that comes into play with physical wellness, mental, emotional, spiritual wellness. It all makes such a difference. And really getting into routine and getting real about your routine makes a big difference in getting yourself unstuck and moving forward. I remember several years ago, just when the stress of things were happening with our daughter and her health crisis, I just wasn't feeling so good myself. And I was starting to have some health issues. But it was because of that stress and that impact that it had on my body. And I started to learn about the adrenal fatigue and adrenal disruption and stress and all of that fight or flight and all that stuff. And I counseled with somebody, a nutritionist on my team, and I said, I don't know, what I'm doing isn't working. And so we really took a look at my routines and some specific adaptogenic herbs. And if you're interested in that, please send me a message. I'd be happy to share about the certain herbs that are so helpful for adrenal fatigue and adrenal disruption that I learned about. But she also said, okay, are you taking your vitamins daily? Are you doing your protein shake daily? Are you drinking lots of water? And I'm like, I kind of have fallen out. I mean, I was busy. I was stressed. I was busy. I was in crisis. And so I got off of my routine. And she said, you got to get back on your routine. That makes such a big difference on how you show up and how you feel every day. And so I'm here to tell you that's what I encourage you to do too, is find, and again, partner with us if you want some help with that. That's what I'm here for as an ambassador and representing this company. Again, it's the most clinically proven wellness company in the world. I'm so proud to say that I am partnered with them, and the products are superior, and they're going to help you in your wellness routine. Get started today and continue on with that. And then the fourth thing, I want you to think about toxins, if you will. Not only toxins like in your cleaning products, and there are toxins in your skincare and things like that. I want you to remove toxins from your life. And it might be toxic people that are so negative. It might be, again, the cleaning products that you're using, or maybe the skincare. I mean, take a look at the chemicals and ingredients in your skincare. I mean, there's so much. I mean, our skin is our largest organ in our body, and the things that we put on there, we have to make sure that they're clean if we want to live a toxin-free life. So getting real about those. But also the news. Like, I don't often read the news. I mean, we get the paper a couple of times a week, and I read a few things, but I try to stay away from that. I like to listen to positive things and positive podcasts, or I watch a cooking show, or I watch something on HGTV about some house they're building or redoing or something like that. Making sure you're getting rid of those toxic, like, again, people, thoughts, news, things like that, even our, again, products that we're using, getting rid of that. And along with that, it's that idea of setting a healthy boundary. Because it might be that boundary, again, for yourself. Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go upstairs and read instead of watching the news. And then I get all depressed and I get worried and stuff like that. I'm going to go upstairs and read like a cool novel that I'm reading, or maybe a motivational book or something like that. But setting that boundary and saying, okay, you know what you're saying to me isn't really helpful, so I'm going to move along, or maybe I'm going to block you. I had a friend say the other day that one of their exes was trying to communicate with them, and I'm like, she's like, I blocked him. And it's like, okay, do it. That's a good thing. Again, you don't need that in your life. And then number 5 is to look at your goals and set some goals. And I had a really cool thing that I was listening to, and I can't remember who it was, and that's not really important, but he talked about goal setting and how oftentimes we set goals like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I'm not there yet, but I want to accomplish this. I want to help these many people this month. I want to lose this weight. I want to be a leader on my team, and I want to be able to lead others, and yada, yada, on and on and on. And that's all good, right? It's good to set those goals. But he talked about what would it feel like if you were that leader of leaders? What would it feel like if you were somebody that was active and losing weight? What would it feel like, and what would you feel like? What would you think if that's the way you were? And then act like that person. So if you're somebody that wants to become a leader in your company, or maybe wants to get a promotion, like, what would that person be like? What would they act like? What are the things that they would say if there's somebody that got a promotion that was, noticed and by their boss or things like that? What would it be like? And you want to act that way. Is that somebody that procrastinates, or doesn't make that phone call, or doesn't finish that report in time? Probably not, right? It's somebody that's right on top of things and is positive and a team player and things like that. What's somebody like that is getting healthier and on a health journey? Is it somebody that sleeps in and presses their snooze alarm? No, it's somebody that says, okay, I'm going to get up when I wake up, and I'm going to set that alarm. Even though I'm really tired, I'm going to go and I'm going to do my workout, or I'm going to go for my walk, or I'm going to whatever, fill in the blank. I'm going to go for that bike ride. That's because that's what it feels like, and the way it is to act like that person that's accomplishing those wellness goals. Same thing, if you want to be a leader of leaders, what would that person look like? What would it feel like? What would they say? How would they act? And then act like that. Because then you're creating that person that you have that goal to become. And I think that that's really a powerful way of looking at things and doing things, and I love it. And I feel like that's a great way for many of us to be when we look at, again, setting goals. So those are my suggestions today, again, of if you're feeling like you're stuck, really thinking about mindset, because it is starting with that positive mindset, okay, and making that statement, okay, I'm going to get unstuck. Okay, how can I get unstuck? Okay, I'm going to take a look at these things in my life. How much am I moving? Why am I really doing this? What's my routine every day? Who are the people that I'm hanging out with? And what are the things that I'm filling my brain with? And really, what are my goals? And what does it look like? And how do I really want to accomplish those goals? Take a look at those things, because it can make such a big difference. And I know that it's been tough. We've gotten stuck in these negative thought patterns, or there's just negatives weighing. And, because people have said, you can't go out, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, guess what? It's time that the world is opening up, and it's time for us to get unstuck and to get out there and think about what we want our future to look like, what we want today to look like. And we have that ability when we make these intentional choices, that we can really take control of our life and how we want things to be. So again, I encourage you to just reach out if you have any questions, if I can be of any assistance to you. Again, I love to connect. I love to share, and I love to just share this idea of the possibilities of a better tomorrow and getting unstuck. And again, I don't take for granted the choices that I make every single day, aligned with a company called, like Shaklee, that has, again, the most clinical proof that these products work. There are lots of choices that you can make out there. And I'm here to say you can make the different choices, but again, be aware of the choices that you're making, and, the brand that you choose, the products that you choose to use makes a big difference. And so I'm here to help you. Again, I've stayed aligned with this company for over 22 years because of the products, because of the impact that it's had on my health, my family's health, as well as all those that I help. And so if that's something you're interested in learning more about, again, go ahead and reach out. In the show notes, I've got some links that you can take a look. You can also connect with me, send me a message, and we'll get connected so I can help you out. So I hope that these tips have helped you today in helping to get unstuck. Again, it's been an interesting time in the world. Again, I know that myself included, we've struggled with some of these things that I'm here to say. Hope these tips help you today. Share it with somebody if you feel like what I've been sharing in here is of value to you. Please share it with someone else who may want to hear it as well. Keep coming back and listening. We got lots of great guests coming up and lots of great content. And take a look. There's lots of great content that I've shared the last couple of years too. If you're looking for support yourself, take a look at the different podcasts, and I hope they help you. So thanks for listening, everybody. Go make it a great day. Go find some new routines and some new things and get yourself unstuck, because you can live a great life. And that's what life's all about, is living a great life and making those choices so that we can live happy and productive lives of freedom and flexibility and better health. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you like this podcast, head over to iTunes and leave me a 5-star review. Share it with others, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. I've got a tribe over on Facebook, so head over there and search for Juggling the Chaos of Recovery Podcast Tribe. And do you know somebody who has a story to share, a story of recovery and hope? Please let me know, as I'd love to feature them as a guest on one of these next upcoming podcasts. And perhaps you're looking for a community of like-minded, collaborative, and supportive people who cheer each other on as we strive to improve our lives. If that sounds like something you've been looking for, schedule some time with me. You'll find the links in the show notes. Let's talk, and let me help you find your way. And I'm here to tell you that you're worth it.